Sometimes things remain hidden just because no one is actually trying to find them. And even when they are right in front of our eyes, it can take us decades before we realize what their importance is. And this is particularly true about the artifacts that were found at Harappa. Alexander Cunningham, the father of Indian archaeology and also the first Director General of Archaeological Survey of India, began excavating multiple sites across India in mid-19th century. But at that point of time, historians and archaeologists were actually more interested in written records for their investigation. Even Cunningham was himself more interested in early historic history, which was roughly the period from 6th century before Common Era to 4th century Common Era, and he was heavily relying on the records that were left by Chinese pilgrims from that period. But Harappa, being much older a site, did not fit in the framework that Cunningham was pursuing. So even when artifacts from Harappa began reaching Cunningham, he ignored them or could not realize what time they belonged to. And also, Cunningham could not think that India was older than the period they were thinking of. For Cunningham, the beginning of Indian civilization was the time period when first cities started coming up in the Gangetic Plains. So it was not until 4.5 decades later when Dayaram Sahni and Rakhal Das Banerjee found seals at Hadappa and Mohenjo-daro, which later on led the then Director General of ASI John Marshall to announce to the world discovery of one of the oldest civilizations of the world, and that was Indus Valley Civilization.